Good morning, happy Monday. All right, everything seems to be looking all good. We are back in, what is this? This is the Get the Streamer game, the chat versus the streamer. So, I need to reduce the volume a little bit more on my end. All right. What we have so far is a very basic game here. We have the sort of like to the side, they get the streamer, and we have the first instruction that we have, which is a hash fire and a column. Of course, nothing is happening when you type that into chat yet, but we're gonna get to that. We're still working on the instructions, as it were. So right now with the interface, we have partition off the drop zones. So that's at the top there. We want to have something like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably 10 of them. I want them so that you can choose where to drop your, flame at the beginning. Or maybe an A, B, C. I haven't really decided fully yet. We'll probably look at them and then decide which ones we really want them to be. All right, so partitioning off the drop zones is going to be the next thing on the list. So what is that going to look like? Probably on the interface. We have this draw, which is draw background, draw title, draw commands. We probably also want to have a draw zones. We know that we're going to need to take into context and return a game result. Beyond that, I'm not exactly sure what we want to do. Stacking, good morning! How are you doing today? Let's see. Draw the drop zones. Oh wait, is my title not? Did I forget to update my title? I forgot to update my title. Yeah. Let's see, what is this? This is creating a chat versus streamer game. Let's see. Continuing the chat versus streamer game at Rust and GGEZ. And done. All right, updated. Thank you, Stacking. You're about to watch that stream when you noticed that I was on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we finished that. We finished the basic features for that, so we'll be able to start moving into the actual tutorial next time, which is going to be exciting. So I learned something from Museum, which is if we're really not happy with the fact that we're just constantly getting these errors of, hey, we're not returning this thing, use to do that, and no errors anymore. Obviously we have to remember to take that off, but that's such a cool feature. I love it. All right, so we have context here. Let's see, drop zones. We want basically to partition that off. So we need to create the what is it? We create the text for each of those and then drop them in the appropriate spots. And then maybe we want to have some kind of grid around it. I'm not completely sure. Let's first create let's create the letters, or do I want to create the boxes? Maybe the boxes background and the letters can go on top of it. So what would that be? We'd need we could have a bunch of recs. That might be best. Okay, so let's do let zones equals. Now, where am I going to want to put these? I probably want to create them and like show them up here in some kind of vector. That makes sense. So we'll do drop zones. This is going to be a vector of a rect. Shoe83, good morning. So when I initialize, we're going to want to create all of those. So maybe something else that we want is like the number of drop zones. So if we do this like number of drop zones, maybe a U8, and we set this to be 10. When we create our new interface here, drop zones equals a new vector. You just noticed that threaded replies on. Do you know how Twitch IRC sees them? No, I have no idea. I haven't looked at Twitch IRC with them on. Are you using IRC behind the scenes? Because if you are, we could then do an experiment and you can let us know what it looks like on that side. You just message param tags. Okay, that makes sense. I do know that if I basically do a reply, so this is a reply, it comes in at the bottom. So it's not like actually doing something like how like threaded messages in Slack works. It's just coming in as a new message, but it has that like replying to. Shoot, your learning chapter for today in Rust is lifetimes ownership and borrowing. Oh, that's such a fun chapter. It's especially nice now that we have lifetime elision. Back when I went through that book, there was a lot more times we needed to use lifetimes, but nowadays, if you need to use a lifetime, there's a question of whether or not there's a better way to do it. Okay, so we set the commands. Let's see what. Drop zones equals this. Then we want to loop through the number of these. So for we are going to want our count in 0 ... and this is going to be drop down count. And then we're going to want to go through each of the drop zone things and insert like some, I guess like this is going to be a rectangle of each size. So we're going to want, we want a drop down height of an F32. Let's make this equal to like, I don't know, 25.0. And we also need to calculate what the width needs to be. And that's going to be can't do that until I actually don't set that. Drop zone width. So the drop zone width here is basically this width. I want to ignore what we have here in the instruction area. So basically taking the entire width of minus whatever this is, and that will give us our drop zone width. There's a parent ID, and you can send to reply via IRC. So it's just a normal message with a parent message in some kind of meta tag. I guess that makes sense. It must be messy if you're actually watching it on IRC though. Okay, so given that we have our count, our width, so that like the entire sort of screen width that we have to work with is going to be, I think the instruction title width plus margin times 2. I think that's going to be this instruction width. And we also have the screen width. So we want screen width minus instruction width. Twitch never respected the IRC specs. They just used it as a fast thing to iterate on. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I wonder how many organizations that have used IRC really truly respected it though. Because I know Slack for a while was using it. I don't know if they still are, and I don't think they did either. Okay, so drop zone width for that. Then we want like the single drop zone width. And that's going to be our drop zone width divided by the zone, the number of zones that we care about. And that's going to be our drop zone count. And we probably want, I think a U8 is okay with this, and we'll convert it to an F32 at the very last second. So that allows us now in here, we want to let zone okay, so create a new rectangle. The X position, this is where we're going to start with our count times our drop zone width. And that has to be, so we need to take this entire thing as an F32. Our Y is going to be 0. And our width is going to be the single drop zone width. And our height is going to be drop zone height. And we want to push this into that array. And you need to be mutable. You're U8, you're an F32. So you need to be as F32 right here. There we go. All right, so that should now give us all those zones. If I color them properly, we could draw them. Okay, so if I want to draw these, wonder if I want to like give them all a different unique color, just to sort of show them all off. Probably not. I can give them an outline. Maybe that would be best. So let's see. We can do graphics. Oh, we want to loop through. So let's we can't do a. Can I do a for each with a question mark? I don't think we can use question marks inside of for eaches, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's hard. It's hard to remember. Let's try it. So self dot drop zones. Put this into an iterator, and then we can for each this. We're going to get a drop zone. And then in here, I want to now draw it. So this can be our, oh, let's return a game result. And then inside of here, we want to do a graphics draw. We don't actually have anything to draw, do we? We need to create the mesh. All right. Let's see. This is going to be our mesh builder. Rectangle. So here we can do a draw mode. Probably just a stroke with like a 1.0 width. For the bounds, that's obviously going to be our single, I guess just one of the drop zones, probably the first one in here. So we can just grab that out of drop zones, 0, and then our color, we can just make this white. Okay, so that gives us our drop down background, which we'll throw in here. Oh, I might be able to collect them. Was that one of the things that I could do? This function takes 3 arguments, but 2 arguments were supplied. Oh, is that because if I make it through here all the way, I do need to return an OK. Like that. But for you, okay, so expected result found absolutely nothing. So for you, if you reach the end, I need you to do that. Expected 3 arguments, found 2. Oh, right, because of the drop params. And I do need to have a destination in here. And the destination, we need to shift you over by that X, the X and the Y. So this is going to be a 2 new. And then for each drop zone, so drop zone.x, zone.y. Type annotations needed. Okay, so you're a reference to a, I guess just a rect. Expected and result found nothing. Right, because I have this game result. Inside of here, I have, yeah, I don't think it's happy with this. I don't know if I want to, I don't know if I want to do anything else with it, like try to like collect on the errors, or like do some kind of map on that. There is like a try. Okay, there's this try for each. Maybe this will work. So I want to try for each. And oh, that just works. I can return a game result like this. Okay. All right, well, you're happy. All right, cannot divide F32 by U8. So you're a U8 and you're an F32. So let's convert you over. Oh, you're the, okay, hold on. You're the, okay. Oh, and that is everything. Let's see what we got. Nada, we have nothing. Oh wait, am I not calling this function? I don't think I'm calling the function. Drop, yep. Draw drop zones. That is right here under draw. It's kind of important to call the function after we write it. Okay, so there's one, and I think they're all like drawing right here. Which is less awesome. Also, I'm probably gonna want to make that a little bit taller. But I want, oh wait, no, here's another one right here. Oh, is this gap all the way across? And it's like there's another one way out to the side that we can't see. So what does that mean to us? We need the math to create the second one is incorrect. So in this for loop, we do our x is the count as an F32 times the drop zone width. That's the entire width. I really want this to be a single drop zone width. That should be a lot better. There we go. And so now we can see all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. And they may not be enough to sort of like really give myself a good break with this. So we'll have to like figure out some like tunings for these. Now I want to make this a little bit taller. Let's double the height. Stacking, have you looked into the Twitch chat crate? All right, so I think this could be a good height here. And so I want to put things like A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 probably will be the easiest because I can just format that. Although I think we can iterate through characters too. So this gives us our drop zone count. We have the drop zone background. I'm also going to want to have the drop zone, like the text, like the labels. It's going to be another vec of, I want to say text. You have not. You haven't touched Rust in a long time. You need to go back and learn async. Yeah, things have changed a little bit. Although it's not so much that you can't really get back into it. Async await, I still haven't fully learned it yet, but I'm able to get by. You've never used Rust, but you will say that the specific tag you're looking for from IRC is called reply parent message ID. But as far as like sending those, we're using the library, who knows? All right, so we want to create a drop labels. This is going to be an empty vector. And we're immediately going to throw it in here. And so not only are we going to be putting in these recs to be able to draw those outlines for it, we also want to put the text for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have like the count right here. We can use that to essentially create like 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to start with let label equals text new. We're going to want to format count. Now from this, I believe that I can now, oh, we can set the font. And then we can also set the bounds here. Specifies rectangular dimensions to try and fit contents inside of by wrapping an alignment within the bounds. Okay, so that's kind of what I want. So let's set bounds first. Our bounds, I believe, is going to be a rectangle, which can be this this drop zone. Which means I want to clone you here. And then our alignment is a special align type. Is that off of graphics? Let's do center. You're going to need to be mute. Wait a second. Do you need? So you need to be a bounds P, where P goes into a 0.2. Okay, so you're not really a drop zone, as it were. You're a 0.2. So that's going to be our, like a drop zone dot x, drop zone dot y. We've been wanting to do something with Twitch pub sub and haven't seen a Rust crate for it, so you're thinking about taking that role. Have I done anything with Twitch pub sub yet? No, I haven't. And then I haven't taken a look at that yet. There are some crates to play around with that. I can't remember who was working at. Bear, were you working on a pub sub crate? Yeah, you were. It was sort of like around the Twitch chat one. You and Togglebit. How's that going, by the way? All right, so we set our label. We need to push that label in. The core program is more or less there. You just need to clean things up and feature creep it some more. Of course, of course. Feature creep is like a core part of software development. When it's ready to go, let me know and I'll give it a try and I'll see if I can like do something with it. Should probably spin off the webhooks and pub sub stuff, but meh. All right, so that gives us the labels for this. Now we want to loop through all these labels and draw them. So that's going to be very similar in here. What are you upset about? Do I have a? Oh, we have a question mark. I think we can put here too. Yeah. Let's do one more. So this is going to be exactly the same thing. Let's see. Self dot drop zone labels. Turn it into an iterator. Then we're going to do try for each. For this, we need to have. We're going to get our label. And we're going to return a game result. Then inside of here, we're going to do our graphics draw. We'll hand in context. The drawable is going to be, we already have a reference to, so it's just going to be this label. And then the draw params. Now that gives it the destination and like the potential place where we want it to go. I wonder if I don't need anything more than the default draw params. And so that can return off of there. And we do want that. Do we not have draw params in? I thought I had draw params. Oh, draw param, that's why. All right, no errors. Let's see if that draws a bunch of text in the right places. No is the answer. It does not. I don't even know where they went because I can't see them at all anywhere. It's supposed to be drawing afterwards. But I don't see them. I'm really curious where this thing thinks that it is. let's debug the label. Okay, that's a lot of those. So 16 points, we probably want to increase those. Okay, so here's the bounds, like 1357 by 0. 1206 by 0. 1055 by 0. Am I supposed to give this also like a width and a height? Now it goes into a point 2. Specifies rectangular dimensions to try and fit contents inside it by wrapping alignment within the bounds. To disable wrapping, give it a layout. How do you do a rectangle with just a single point? Is this really an array? Let's see. I missed stuff, and I saw the flash from you, Bear. You meant to say something yesterday, but the text in my on-screen chat is unreadable. Is it too small? That's pretty small. How about that? Hopefully that should be better. Now, what are you? Are you a width and a height? Is that what I'm really thinking about? Like, is that what I want? Is that the X and the Y is actually width and a height? I bet it is. Width and let's see, where is that? It's up here. We're going to set. Okay, so label set bounds. This is incorrect. So if I want the width here, that's going to be the single drop zone width, and then the height is going to be drop zone height. Okay, that looks a lot better. I sort of see all of the text now is overlapped like on one thing here. So that's cool. Not exactly what I wanted. Is there also a better align? Like, is there a middle? Let's see. Let's see. Where did that label? So we have align center. I see center, left, and right. That sounds like there's center. There's no follows on PubSub. There isn't a public follow. How does like stream elements or whatever it is get the follows? Webhooks or API polling? How do you set up the webhooks for that? Is that like Twitch will ping your app if somebody follows? Interesting. Can I set up my own? Like, is that something they let me do? Because if that's happened, then that'd be super awesome. I can just set something up on DigitalOcean. Lord Mist, hello. You just need a listener web server. Oh, that would be easy. And then can that work with all the events? Then I can just like avoid even having that PubSub. I could just use push events for everything. Twitch really needs to combine some of these services. This is a little crazy. Yeah, that is true. Okay, so that gives us the hides. We wanted to take a look at align to see if there's anything better than just center. Left, center, and right. Well, there's no middle. So horizontal centering has the exact same problem. So I want to shift when I draw down. I have these drop param new. I do need a dest. Create a new point two. For each of these, we want to shift over by the labels. I believe we can reach into the label to sort of see what this is. What am I using for the GUI? It is GGEZ, as Berduda said. Just wait until you dig into hooks and PubSub and find out the subscriptions and channel points events are literally two different data structures with no useful naming overlap. Well, I guess that's the reason why we can wait until your entire thing is done, and then we'll just have one wrapper crate to rule them all. Okay, so if I want to shift these over, I think in the label I have access to that. I think I can go label dot. So is there? Let's see, this is going to be a text. When I set the bounds for it. Oh, I'm not going to get where it is. Okay, I have the dimensions, I have the height, but it doesn't know where it needs to be. So we do the iterator, and then we're also going to do a enumerate. And that will mean that this label is actually going to be a index and then a label. I want to take this as the index as an F32 and then multiply it by the width that we have for that. And did we store that? I don't think we stored that, so we need to get that. So drop zone, just like a single drop zone width. All right, so that's the Y. Oh, that's the X, and then the Y. Let's start with 0.0, but we're gonna want to move this, shift this down, just a little bit, by half of that height. Okay, so if I do this, got no errors, and we can run. All right, okay, so that's looking good right now. Stacking, you're switching over to lurking. You're gonna have breakfast with the wife. Awesome. Well, have a good breakfast. Let's now shift this down. So let's take the entire height. So that's going to be the drop zone height divided by 2.0, and I may have to shift it like slightly less than 2.0 to take in that the height, yeah, of the text. So minus half of. That's what I was afraid of. So take this entire thing, and we want to subtract half of the height of the text itself, which means we need to grab that right here. So actually we can grab this out right here, can't we? So it'll be the label dot height. Oh, we need to get the context right. We can't do that inside of here. All right, so get that out as an F32 and then minus half of this. So label height divided by 2.0. That puts them into exact middle like this. And now let's scale this up to be a good size for us. We can do that way up here. So when we're creating our labels, we set the bounds for it. Let's also set the font. So label dot set font. All right, so we have the default, and we want the scale, uniform. Let's make it like 50.0 and see what that looks like. Hey, that's not terrible. So the idea is that you would then do something like fire dash like 3, and this fire would spawn probably behind the scenes, behind this, and then drop down. So let's actually give these a background, like a fill-in color. That way when I spawn them, or maybe we don't need to do that right this second. When I spawn it, we'll probably see it right now, and then we'll cover it up. It drops down and then we go. But until then, we partitioned off the drop zones. Perfect. We also labeled each drop zone. Excellent, which means the interface is mostly completed. We may want to, for polish, we'll wait until we see what it looks like. And then I'll sort of add that in there. But until then, let's go ahead and go to Get Kraken and send this code on up to GitHub. All right, so what do? We partitioned off the drop zones. Push that on up. I do have all this code available. You can find it at Bang repo. And it's the first one in there. All right, so back to this. What's next? Implement flame on flame command. When receiving a flame like This is going to be like 1. Spawn a flame entity at position 1. Okay, so what does that look like? Here, if we run the application, and we're paying attention down here, if I do hash flame 1, we see that this gets printed out, that we see the message flame 1. We also see that it was me and my color, which probably doesn't really matter. All right. So yeah, that's what we're going to be able to extract out here. So I want to turn that into a command, and then deal with it. So what is that going to look like? Currently, where is that happening? Right here. So we receive the chat message. And we're just printing it out for right now. But reality, what we want to do is we want to create a new game object that has that flame in it, set its position based upon the number that's dropped in, and then release it into the world to be drawn and dropped and all that fun stuff. So we already have a game object. So we really want to listen for off of this chat message. Something like this. And we have off of, okay, so there's a message in there, and it's exactly what we want. So we can just listen directly for that. Flame dash. Okay. So what we probably want to do is split on the dash. I wonder if we want like a command. A command's enum. And then we can hand in the message, and it could say like, look, this is the command that was passed in. It's the flame command, and it's position 1. So let's create that. So for example, we'll have a flame, and it's going to store the column, which should probably be a U8. We're going to take in the message, which is going to be a string, and we're going to return a command based upon that. Now, there's probably a bunch of ways that this could go horribly wrong, so we should actually probably return a result. Should I just go ahead and use game result for everything? So that way it's all compatible with each other. Can I even do that? Can I say something like, I want you to be a command or like a string? At most 1 found 2. Okay, yeah. So I can't actually do that. So I probably want this to be my own result. And I probably want to be like a static stir. Okay, so what is this going to look like? We create a new one. It comes in with a message. So the message, we want to parse out the message and turn it into a command. Message will look like so like flame dash 5. The number is the column. And we'll go into the tuple. For example, command, let's see. This is my first documentation test that I've done in a long time. Okay, so let command equals command new. If we pass in, this is going to be, so it's looking for a string. We can actually make this look for a stir, which will make this a little bit easier to deal with. We want this to be a new, like flame hash flame like 5. Dot unwrap. And then we want to assert equal at command is equal to command flame 5. I think that's how it works. We probably need to do a derive partial equal. All right, so that gives us our new message here, and now we know exactly what to do. We have nice documentation for it. So the first thing is we want to split on this dash. So I guess like parts, command parts is going to be a message dot split. The pattern is just going to be the character dash. And that gives me a split. So an iterator over a substring of this slice separated by characters matched by a pattern. Okay, so that should give me 2. Now, of course, if you send something that's not 2 of these, then obviously that's a problem for us. So let's, because obviously every single chat message is going to be coming in here. I need to like deal with that. We should probably have like a starts with too. So can I like grab off the first one? So if message, can I get like position character at 0 like that? I can't remember. If that is equal to hash, then I want to continue. So if I want to say if you're not equal to, then I want to do an early return. So you're okay, that's not okay. Yeah, string cannot be indexed by that. I want to get a string slice, I guess. So message dot There's a, okay, don't want to do split. Okay, divide one string slice into two at an index. The argument mid should be a byte offset from the start of the string. It must also be on the boundary of a UTF-8 code point. The two slices returned go from the start of the string slice to mid. Is there like a start at? Oh, starts with. There we go. Returns true if the given pattern matches. Okay, so starts with, and you are just that. Okay, so if message, so if not message starts with return error. So this is, I don't really care if this is like a super error. Maybe I don't want, maybe I just want to have like no command whatsoever. Like done, there's no command. So if that's the case, I want to return an okay, no command. If we get to this point, Lord Midstate, you can use an array slice syntax for strings if that's what you need. Right, but this is a stir, not a string. So I can't do that. But I can use the slice syntax. But however, this starts with, I think, is actually much better. And maybe more like idiomatic of what I really want to do. Oh, pretty sure that also works on stir. Oh yeah, we did see the slice. So we could do that. We could do a slice of that. However, I think because I just want to see, look, it's always going to start with this. So I think this will actually, this looks a little bit nicer. Although I could like slice off like the middle part and sort of like deal with that too. But at that point, at this point, I can now say, all right, so let parts message split off of the dash. And so the first one, we should get a flame 5. And the second one, we should get a 5. That the message is split at dash and not space is strange in your opinion. Well, I guess like the command I was thinking of doing was like flame dash 5 as opposed to flame space 5. But I guess that's like a semantic thing. We can make this whatever we want. Okay, so if I do dash 5, let's see, parts. Is now the split. Flame 5 would be more similar to usual command syntax, so you would prefer that. Yeah, I can get behind that. We can say that this is like flame 5. 5. Split out a space character. We now have our parts. So we want to get the count of this. Can I get a length off of the parts too? I'm gonna need it to be 2. So if parts dot length, is that a thing? Is not equal to 2. No method name length off of that. Okay, so parts dot let's go to split. Let's go find. Oh, that's standard IO split. Slice split is probably what I want. An iterator over subslices separated by elements that match a predicate function. This struct is created by the split method on slices. Returns this. Now, okay, so it returns an implementer, right? Most of the string stuff works on stir and slice as well. Okay, that's nice. Now, what can I get like size of? So we know that you're an iterator. Okay, there's a size hint. Returns the bounds on the remaining length of the iterator. So I could do count. Consumes the iterator, counting the number of iterations and returning it. This method will call next repeatedly until none is encountered, returning the number of times it saw none. Peekable creates an iterator in which you can use peek to look at the next element of the iterator without consuming it. Skip while. No, I don't want to skip anything. Take while. Creates an iterator that yields elements based upon a predicate. No, I don't want to do that. I want to just take it. Creates an iterator that yields its first n elements. What if I try to take too many? So here's this vector, so take 5. Oh, it just returns a none eventually. What am I after? I'm trying to figure out if I easily say that, hey, if I'm missing like 2 of these. Now, I could just skip this. I could iterate over the parts. So I can grab the first one. So we could match. We want to return by matching off of parts dot next. In here, split off of a character. What are you gonna be? So can I do something like this? Flame. And so if you exist, then I want to now extract out the ID. So let the index equals parts.next. Now, of course, that's an option. So we want to now if let this index. And if that doesn't exist, we want to, we want to if let this. So if let index equals parts.next. if this doesn't exist, so if it's a none, so if we do have, let's see, you're going to be a sum index. If we do have this, I want to attempt to parse you into a number. Isn't while let a thing? Yes, that's true. You could say while let some argument equals. I love that it thought that was some kind of dangerous thing to show in stream. You can say while let some argument equals something, do stuff with argument. Yeah. Iter dot next. And I want to get them in pairs of 2. Really, I just want to get 2 things, right? Twitch's URL check-in is extremely naive at best. I mean, it probably works to protect like a majority of like non-programming streamers. But I haven't really seen any good like programming streamer protections that actually work properly. So basically, I want to get like parse it next, want to check to see if it's a flame. Expect an enum option found string. Okay, so hold on. We first need to get this next thing. So let the first part if let some, and this might be like the first part of the command. So I guess you're going to be the command equals parts.next, like that. So that gives me the command part. If we could match on the command, if the command is hash flame, then inside of here, we want to now do the exact same thing. Will probably become something if you type it. Oh, wait, did you actually just manually do that? Yeah. There's a lot of false positive encoding streams. Definitely will be. All right. Okay, so we have our flame. Parse it next. Okay, so we have here. We know that we have a flame. Now we want to extract out that second part, which is going to be this number here. Assert equal command 5. Oh, fun. Let's see, flame. I want to extract out, so it's going to be the same thing. So if let some, and this is going to be the ID. And so we're going to parts.next to extract this out. Then I want to try to parse this into a number. Did you literally just write message deleted? Or no, because message deleted shows up as like dark gray if you actually delete it. So you just wrote out message deleted. Cool. Are you sure that having commands as enums is a good idea? I would have a command trait and then match, then a matched return dyn command. I don't know for sure. I don't know if I need like a dyn trait. A command trait would be like a struct then, like for a command. And I don't know if I need something more because I really just need to figure out what the command is, and then I can match on the command to create the other thing, like the game object that I want to do. It's really a two-step process. So I'm not completely sure, but it might be, like, this is like a popular game programming pattern. So it might be something that's really helpful for us. And then anyways, in here, so we have let some ID, we get the ID out, it's a string. We now need to parse this into a number. So let, if we shadow this, an ID of a U8, and then we try to parse it. So this can be ID dot parse. Now, do you return a result? You do, okay, so that's a result. Now, we have a couple different choices here. I can return an error if this fails parsing. So we can essentially match this. You do trait command, fadd new self function on chat message. Yeah, I don't know if I need the new off of that. Let me try this. Let me go through this, and I think this will work. The sort of like the way I'm thinking to do it. You can use traits on enums. Wait, really? I don't think I ever thought about that. But ID8 equals, okay, so parse this in. This returns a result, so I need to essentially unwrap it. But I don't want it to completely fail. And I can't question mark this because I'm gonna get like some other thing. I could use an error. Let's maybe turn this into like a string for us. So let's match this. So match IDU8 equals match. Come on ID parse. Then inside of here, if we get an OK, we're gonna get the number and just return that number. Otherwise, we're gonna get an error. And so I want to return an error, and the string is gonna be, you must, let's see. I couldn't tell what column to drop into. Okay, so that gives us the error. We have if let some ID here. I want to return out of U the command. So like, what's the entire thing that we're doing? We're if let some command. We're inside of here at the flame. I might want to just like return. Or out of here we return. So if I do a command flame ID, this returns up. Mismatch types expected, absolutely nothing. Coming out of here into the if let, which comes out of here, which comes out of here, which comes out of here. And then found, oh right, because I want you to be an okay. And then if let some command, else I want to return an okay, just nothing. Now with you, If maybe missing an else clause. Okay, yeah, so if you don't exist, so if we don't get anything at all, so that means, okay, we have a flame, but we have nothing in a second part. So that means we want to return an error. You must give a column to drop into. Okay. Else, mismatched types, found iman, oh, a command. So if I don't have a command, if I don't have anything at all, I probably want this to be an option command. So then you're a none. Like we're not doing anything at all. Return okay, and this is gonna be a sum command. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. We don't need an option because I had the entire no command. Actually, you know what? I bet not having no command, just an option with a num would be better. I like that more. So this is just gonna be an okay none. This is gonna be an okay sum and an okay none. All right, what's next? Expected to open, open, close, close. I want only one of you to be closed. Okay, so then parts. Cannot borrow parts is mutable. So let's make you mutable. Match on the command, non-exhaustive patterns. There's obviously other patterns that could be coming in here. Let's go ahead and do underscore. We don't really care what you are. And this is just going to be a, we want to return an okay, none. And then we have new here. So this is creating our new command, which is going to give us a flame or nothing at all. Let's see. That match there is already getting messy. Yeah, this is definitely messy. This is a good candidate for refactoring into something a little bit nicer. And then Bear, you have something for us to look at. Oh, it's 8:24 already? Oh man, I've gotta go. Traits. Oh, traits for enum. Okay, that's cool. For like slicing things apart. Nice, nice. Perfect, perfect. But I just realized that I have to go very shortly. So let me clean up here. So this is at least working, but we need to actually like finish implementing it. Yeah, good thing you linked me out of the zone. Yeah, absolutely. So let me go ahead and close all of these. We're still implementing that. And I'm gonna say this is a work in progress. Creating the command for flame. Push you up. All right, everybody, I have to run really quickly, so I don't have time to necessarily do like a raid or anything else. So super fast ending. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I'm doing these streams every single weekday morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time until around this time, hopefully before, so I have time to get ready for work. You can follow me here on Twitch for notifications. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye.